To a 6-alarm fire in the East Village. It left 14 people hurt, including 11 firefighters. The flames broke out inside the apartment building in the middle of the night. Firefighters faced a severe challenge with this fire, and Eyewitness News reporter Rob Nelson live at the scene with all the details. Rob.
Hey, good afternoon, Dave. I want to step out of the way, give you a live look here at what's going on. This fire broke out shortly before 2 o'clock this morning. All the smoke that we saw earlier is now gone, but more than 10 hours after the fire broke out, this absolutely remains a very active scene. This fire here in the East Village grew to 6 alarms and ultimately left 14 people injured, but thankfully all of those injuries are minor. The blaze, which sent smoke billowing way into the air, began on the first floor of a 5-story apartment building on 1st Avenue near East 12th Street. The situation became somewhat difficult for the FDNY because the flames spread to a rear extension of the building, which almost partially collapsed, and that made it hard for firefighters to get back there. They ultimately made the decision to let that part of the fire burn itself out over time. 11 firefighters had to be treated for minor injuries, mostly smoke inhalation and heat exhaustion. 3 residents also suffered minor injuries too. The fire, however, was so intense that the FDNY recommended 2 nearby local schools shut down to limit students' exposure to the smoke. Eastside Community High School on East 12th and PS 185 as well. Students from both campuses were relocated. In addition, 5 adjacent buildings were evacuated due to the heavy smoke. The fire also resulted in a few street closures in the area that remain in effect this afternoon as the investigation continues.
Fire is still under investigation, and this is going to be a prolonged operation. We cannot hit the seat of the fire due to the structural concerns and the collapse hazard.
And back here live, you're looking at these 2 firefighters up on that ladder, so keeping an eye on things here by the building. We do have some updated numbers to pass along this afternoon. Now a total of 17 injuries, 14 firefighters and 3 residents. Again, a total of 17 injuries here. We also understand that 3 buildings, 3 have been evacuated. Folks will not be allowed back in there until officials have a chance to check the structural integrity. And in terms of that rear extension, that part of the building, either firefighters are waiting for that part of the building to either collapse or to burn out altogether before they can really get in there to make sure the fire is completely out. But again, as you heard the fire officials say, this will be a prolonged operation that will last at least several more hours.